So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is a C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 58, and in this video we talk again about enumeration because there is something important to tell you, and that is try not to print out the values here. And what I mean with that is, if you created here, for example, in our last video, this variable, and you want to print this out. For example, here, my selected menu, let's write it selected menu, then you will see it pops up an arrow sign here. And the reason for that is these values which you are created, first of all, this enumeration which you are created with the values and assigned to a variable is not set up to print out. What I mean with set up is this sign here, this cout, and this overloaded operator here in brackets says when we read this error message, no operator, and this one is this operator here matches this operands, and this means it is not set up for printing out on screen this kind of type which you created or which I created in enumeration. There is of course a way to do this, but this is a little bit more advanced, and in general you don't need to, because enumerators are here to be used. What I mean with that is, here we created this enumeration, right? And I want only use these names here in my programming. So I made this for myself to make it easy. What I mean with that in later is, for example, I have here like a game and then I select a main menu like I did here. And depends on my selection, here I can switch to main menu, and then instead of saying this is the main menu, I would open up the main menu window and show all the main menu options. And you see this one, this created values, is only for you to make it your life easier and select these words, use these words, because it's much easier to use words here. Right, you can say here later this value, if this becomes option menu, and then my game, for example, should jump to the option menu and then open up the option menu window and show all the options instead of using numbers or something like that. So this kind of stuff can make programming very easy. It is made, to make the programmer's life easier, and the one way is to create this enumeration, these words, and don't try to print them out. But here is the problem, and that's why we learned this Enum class. Interesting is, if you try to print out this Enum color, so I created here also a variable for this one, and if I write here my favorite color, you see, oh, there is no arrow. What happens here? I said right now, I said this operator here is not set up to print out this one, and that's the problem. This older version of Enum color is still not printing out these words here. It will not print this out. Instead, it will print out this in the back and converted numbers, because this this printout statement, what we use here, is configured to print out numbers. For example, integer numbers is configured to print out strings, what we used so far. For example, I could print out this string. Yes, this one is configured for that one, but it is not configured actually to print out these names here. But here it is working only because I said this one is converted behind the scenes to integer numbers, and if it's converted to an integer number, this one will treat this one as an integer number, and it will print out the integer number which is assigned to it. Let me show you which is assigned right now. Right now is color red assigned. It will jump to red, then it will convert this to 0. So it is here. It's the same like 0. My favorite color is 0. And then it says, okay, 0 I can print out. And when we print this out, let me show. At the end, we see a 0 instead of red, which we expected. So it is still not printing out the names. It is just printing out the converted integer numbers where they are. Of course, you can make a use of that, but it's a little bit more advanced and a little bit confusing, and you must be very, very careful about that, because this is actually an additional information, but in general, they say that is confusing and can cause problems because there are other problems as well. These are not local variables, which means they have not scope in local. We will talk about this one later too. And yeah, just remember this one. Don't try to print out these values which you created in your enumeration. They are only here. They are only created to be used for the programmer. And if you want to print out something like them, then you have, yeah, you can make something like this one here. You can make a switch statement, and then you select this one and then print them here out in another way. You can say, yeah, there is also probably a way to print this out, but in general, you don't need that. All right. With that said, I stop this video, and in the next video, we learn a new keyword, which is const, and see you there. And of course, if you have any questions, write in the comments and I will try to answer them. Bye.